welcome to Taiba Alternative Medicine and Beauty Center, Nairobi, Kenya. Inshallah ta'ala, today we will talk about what is colon cleansing or colon hydrotherapy, whatever terminology you know it. And here we have our Dr. Beryl Sako, who has much experience than anybody else here in our center. She was doing this service in the last 19 years here in Kenya. She was trained in British Columbia, Canada, been having that one, and she was doing well. And so luckily today she's here, and she always works with us here at the Colon Hydrotherapy about the women's section. So what is the colon hydrotherapy? Before we go, like me and Cheryl, deeply down, I'll try to talk about the history of the colon hydrotherapy, because many people, because they hear the name for the colon hydrotherapy, colon irrigation, whatever, they think this is like new method, new phenomenon, just popped out somewhere, but it's much more than that. And this one, it's used to call, either use the name enema or the lavender or the cristiere, like Roman used it. It has been existed like history in a long time. If you go see like 600, 400 BC, ancient Babylonia used to use this one. Their kings and elite people used to use it. And 13,000 BC, ancient Egyptian, which is very famous also, they used to use it. And Europe, it's been around 1307, 1390, that's the first time they launched it, and they will use it like syringe or another tube of pipe, like almost same method, but not the machine. So it has a long history, which we cannot go through, but mainly people who used to benefit that time was elite people, those who are leaders, kings, all that. But luckily nowadays, even nowadays, if you've seen it, the people who do it are the well-paid off or middle-class people. But luckily now we have the machine here. It's coming all the way, this equipment coming from Canada, made it Canadian, and one of the best machine ever use it, and this right now in the world. And this is the speculum we use it also from there. It's very efficient, and it's we'll explain to you later on in the video. And what is the benefit of the colon cleansing? It has many benefits. And who can do it, and why you do it? Those questions we will answer today. And who cannot do it, and what is the side effect? Everything we'll try to go and put this video. So I will let our Dr. Sakwa, Beryl Sakwa, colon hydrotherapy certified, to talk about the benefit of colon hydrotherapy, and then we will do it after the benefit, who and why you doing that, and then we'll continue that way. So welcome, Beryl.
Yes, I truly appreciate to be here, so that here at Taiba Center we can share with you great and basic information of why we should do colon hydrotherapy. Why is it important to do colon hydrotherapy, and the benefits of colon hydrotherapy? There are so many reasons. One, we want to improve our overall health. People are in poor health because they are not eating well, or they're not drinking water well, or they're not chewing food well. So it's affecting their overall health. The immunity system has also gone down because of those issues that have arisen from poor eating lifestyle and just living lifestyles. We also have seen, when you do colon hydrotherapy, we have improved energy, memory, alertness, we have clearer skin. We don't have issues like halitosis. Some people, when they talk, they have very awful smell and bad smell. So when you do colon hydrotherapy, it helps to get rid of that. Digestive issues, gastrointestinal issues that many people visit the hospitals for. When you do colon hydrotherapy and remove the impacted waste in the system that is putrid, then it helps to get rid of those many visits that most of the clients go for. You will see that even people, when they are doing colon hydrotherapy, they sleep better. You don't have lower back problem issues. You don't have aches in your joints and in your legs when you're moving, and you also have so much energy. People with compacted waist, and they have not been doing they are flushing well, they are low in energy. When they wake up in the morning, they feel tired. They feel they are not comfortable at all. Sometimes they have bloatedness, flatulence, they have constipation, they can't go to their toilet as they should. So we advise that you do colon hydrotherapy. Apart from you now saying that, why should I come for colon hydrotherapy? The doctor has not told me to. You don't need a doctor's prescription to do colon hydrotherapy. Just like you don't need a colon hydrotherapist's prescription like me, or a doctor's prescription for you to go for your long call or for your bowel movement. Those are things that you should be able to do comfortably, but because of our lifestyle, we have a lot of clogged systems that are causing us overall issues. We have people who have so much toxins in the system that they feel sick. You go to the hospital, they do so many x-rays, they do so many laboratory tests, and at the end of the day, you will be told, come back for colonoscopy, so that they check what is that in the waste or compacted in your system that is causing you different issues in your health. People who have diarrhea, you don't even know where the diarrhea is arising from. You have headaches, you're taking Panadols or painkillers, but every time it's reoccurring. It's just because of toxins that are poisoning the whole bloodstream. When the whole bloodstream is poisoned, then every other body organ attached to the colon or the colon muscles are also being affected, and that is why people get into poor health. And then again, we have also some things that I may not have touched. During colon hydrotherapy, what are we flushing out? What do you see in the machine when you are flushing out? When a client is lying here on the table, and this is the waste pipe, the water line, this is the speculum that is attached. It will be connected to the sewer system. Here, as the colon hydrotherapist, whether it is Zachariah or Beryl doing it, and our patients or our clients, we are able to see the waste that is coming out and how bad it is. The toxins, the undigested food, the mucus, candida, the sugars that you eat is too much, the parasites, the worms. If you take beads or swallow them, we are able to even see them going through here. As we see the consistency of the waste from the client, the texture of the waste, the color of the waste, we are able to advise the client accordingly. What are you supposed to do to improve your health? Then we advise, and all those, the advice is tailor-made to each client and their state when they are coming in or their health condition. So we are able to comfortably with the client see. Many people think it's something they get in here, do colon hydrotherapy, and they need someone to carry them out of here, or they need to be running to the toilet after this. No, it is as simple as you lying here. You can chat, you can laugh about what we are seeing out of your system. Then when you finish, you sit in the toilet for a short while, and you go back to your daily schedule without any complications. And here we'll be told some of the contraindications or things that the client, some of our clients don't qualify for colon hydrotherapy. There are not so many things. Overall, over 90+% of clients need to do colon hydrotherapy. But we have that small percentage of clients that we don't allow colon hydrotherapy for healthy reasons. We need all our clients to be in good health. But again, there are clients who will stop from doing colon hydrotherapy because of what we call contraindications, and you will be, he'll share with you.
Why are we doing this one as Beryl? Many people say, why should I need to do it myself? I'm okay.
Yes.
I can take laxative in the pharmacy, just to go grab some quick laxative and then flush out, and they say I'm okay.
Yes.
And some of them, they say, okay, I'm not okay. I do have like bloating, gastric, but that's not the issue. It's not the colon. It's because the gastric acid, I have it in my stomach.
Yes.
And they keep going back to pharmacy all last 10 years, 20, and still same issue. Do those people can benefit this one?
Yes, many people. Actually, we have even clients or patients who have been referred by some doctors. People think that doctors are rigid as far as colon hydrotherapy is concerned. Nowadays, they are also information, and they have medical articles that have helped some doctors to open up and be willing to even refer some clients to us who have been taking laxatives. Laxatives are not as effective as colon hydrotherapy. When the water comes in, it's safe, and it's kind of just seeps in through the rectum, through the descending colon, to the transverse and the ascending, and gets to soften the waste that is compacted there, and then carries out also gently. Laxatives will trigger movement. but they are not as effective, and that is why most of them will be still constipated, or they will still feel there is an urge they want to release, but it's not getting out. So it is more safer actually to do, in my opinion and from my experience, which I've been doing from 2007, knowing what colon hydrotherapy is. From that moment I knew what colon hydrotherapy is until now, I can guarantee that many clients, and most of them, prefer that colon hydrotherapy is much more safer and healthier to do than going through laxatives, which will be running to the toilet and back again, sitting next to the toilet, which is tiresome and draining.
And not only that, laxatives only dealing with the rectum area.
Yes,
we're going deep
the
down
sigmoid area.
Yes.
Yes.
The laxative is only taken on that one. And the reason we mentioned that one, we have last week one client here, and that lady was sick and been having constipation. She was going back and forth to the doctor. But only thing he was prescribed her all the time is laxative. And until she reached the point, she went to surgery. Remember that she went to surgery for the rectum.
Yes.
That one.
Yes.
And when she came here, she was having that bad because she tried all her life, most of having that constipation. When she came here in the first day, when we did it one session for 1 hour, till now she never have a constipation. She changed it from her life from head to toe in one single procedure she done. Next procedure she will come next week, I think. And that lady, she been keep calling us. I've been asking her. We follow up with her. We asking her how she had changed her diet, her skin, her headache. She used to have it. So she has no problem going to toilet, no issue at all. So laxative is not only solution. It can only relieve what is in the rectum. But we're talking about going deep down in your colon, all the way to there, which is not beneficial. But
and that also reminds me, even enema. Some say, why not just do an enema and forget? Also, the enema will just do the lower part of your colon, which is normally the sigmoid. It will not go up and clear what is up there. So it is always better to do colon hydrotherapy. And as he has explained, this is an FDA approved machine, a CEE approved machine. It has 5 certifications of approval, which means it can be operated anywhere. And it is quite safe. Every feature on this instrument ensures the safety of the client. We have the treatment timer that allows us to know how many minutes we've done. We have the pressure control. Others say that too much pressure will cause the client to balloon or the stomach to burst. No, none of us, most of us will never go beyond 1.2. 2 is the maximum. And even if it go to 2, the pressure you feel, the machine has a safety measure. It automatically releases. I have never seen a client, and I would even also just challenge, there's none of our clients who has ever experienced up to 2. So we say the machine and instrument is very safe. The water has gone 3-stage filtration system. The carbon filters, sediment filters, and the UV ray to ensure the water that is coming in is also very safe. And that is why our clients love what we do.
And not only that, even the water we're using is the room temperature. That machine in the side will control the warming and the person. So person will feel comfortable from head to toe. In the procedure, we do some kind of massage in the tummy of the person. Is that going to hurt? Some people say, oh, you guys, you crash in that. What purpose we are doing that massage? Can you explain?
Sometimes people will think that that massaging is just like those who have done deep tissue. Deep tissue massage is way more painful because I do it and I have experienced it. More painful than what we do. What we are doing is we are walking along the colon to ensure that we can feel where there are pockets of waste, pockets of gas. Is it loosening and how is it? So the massaging helps to mix the water with the water inside there with the clogged waste so that it loosens softly and then it goes. You might even see us doing an elbow massage or applying pressure, but all the clients are comfortable, and in any case we keep on asking, are you comfortable or not? And our clients are also allowed to tell us if it's not comfortable or not comfortable. So the massaging helps.
Absolutely, that's true. That's why we are putting the restriction. There's people who cannot do it. One of them is a person it's out of conscious. That person, we will not allow to sit down here or do it. He must be conscious. He must communicate to the therapist who's dealing with him. He must be answered that. If you are like out of conscious or sleeping, we cannot do that one. There's some restriction I'll go over and we'll add it up. Mainly we don't see those people. And like recent surgery, somebody went to surgery his colon or the rectum. That person, we cannot do that colon cleansing until that place has been healed and takes time. And rectal bleeding, for example, you have a bleeding coming through your rectum. That also we don't do it. That either it causes hemorrhoid, severe hemorrhoid, or any other bleeding issue. We don't do that kind of things. Also tumor. It happens sometimes people has a tumor in their colon, so we don't do it. Like lower septum and the rectum area, we don't do those kind of things. Pregnancy we do if she's over 4 months, we don't do that one also. History of seizure, like somebody have seizure of history of seizure, can be having a seizure here. Can we do that one?
No,
do it that
we
one
can't be
he can
able
have
to.
A seizure, so the procedure will be interrupted. That one. Abdominal hernia, like a person have it, we don't do those kind of things. Recently colon rectal surgery, as we mentioned also earlier, we don't do all those kind of. So that's why we have this form before you do the procedure. When you welcome and we blood pressure check there, and we check your weight, and we'll give you this application. This form tells us about your diet, lifestyle, what you eat it, what issue you have it. Any issue has been what we are mentioning and more we're asking here. And what's your regular eating, how you eat the dairy, constipation, the reason you come in here, and how many times you go to the toilet a day, do you smoke, do you do all kind of information is here and much more. Like we have this form and we have a both colon cleansing also. So when we finish this one, when the person feel it, the client feel this one, and finish it, the patient, what we're gonna give him, we will allow it, and we'll tell him if he's allowed or not allowed to do the procedure. And after the procedure, we also have another form called post-colonic. He will fill that one also. And only side effect, like people always asking us, what is side effect? There's nothing, don't have side effect. We'll say this one has a very, very small amount of side effect. So since we are washing all the belly, what is inside in your stomach and all the colon, we clean it out for everything. So we might have some beneficial bacteria like an probiotic. So that's why after the procedure, we give you like 1 sachet of probiotic powder, which has 5 billion cells of probiotic. So once you finish the procedure, we're gonna give you will have your good bacteria back at the normal, and you go from there. At the same time, we'll give you what you're going to do is to avoid like it happen again. We don't want you to be here again and again. When we clean you, we also give you the advice how to change your lifestyle. So now we'll ask you the Beryl, what is the procedure? People are always afraid, they're scared, like say this kind of like operational things, 1 hour plus, why you guys do. So she will explain how smooth it is and how things go.
Allow me now to share with you the procedure and how it's normally done and what we use for the procedure of colon hydrotherapy or for the session of colon hydrotherapy or treatment for colon hydrotherapy. Those are terms that we can use for procedure, treatment or session. For a colon hydrotherapy treatment or session, we use this disposable kit. This is a colon hydrotherapy disposable speculum kit. This is what we call the speculum. This speculum, you have this that helps us to insert smoothly into the client so that the client doesn't feel bruised or pain. And after the insertion, we'll remove it, we'll connect it with the water line, which brings in clean water, and attach this water line to the instrument here. When we attach that water line onto the instrument there, please attach for me. Allow us to show you what we normally do. So the water line is attached to the speculum. Already we have inserted that. This is what we call the waistline. Waistline will serve as our toilet. When the client is also lying here, the water that will be coming into the client's stomach through the rectum is under a controlled pressure. The pressure that is maximum is at 2. But many of our clients, including me, when I do my own treatments, we will get to a pressure of below 1 or 1.2 there. That is how much we feel, oh, pressure, but we release it. So we are able to release the pressure, the water or the waste from the system when someone is feeling a little bit of pressure. It's not so much. The water that is coming in through this water line is purified water, 3-stage purification system. The micron sediment filter makes sure no sediments are coming through the water. The carbon filters make sure the water is clean. You see, the one like in Kenya will say our city council or our county council water has been purified. We also ensure, despite it has been purified, it also goes through a purification system here. And then the UV lights to ensure that there are no germs or bacteria or viruses that will come through the into the client's colon. So we ensure that safety is there for each client. The treatment timer will actually just count down.
And then it's going to the warmer area, right? It's, for the temperature of the water.
Yes. And then the treatment timer is on depending with the client. If they are young clients or small, because we start from the age of 8 years old, then their treatment timer will be about 20 minutes. If they are sickly or they are a bit weak, we will not also do the full time, which can be anything between 45 to an hour, but hours we do it mostly at 45 minutes to be just on the safe side. He just mentioned about the water, which I had forgotten. The water that also comes in here it goes through a heating system. So the temperature of the water is controlled here, that when it comes to the client, it is the full, the body temperature or slightly above, so that it can be able to soften fast. When you use warm water or hot water, it softens the compacted waste better than when you are using cold water. So that is where now we have our water temperature system that is operated and attached to the machine. But basically, when we are inserting this, someone will say, won't it be painful? We have a lubricant, this, or we can even apply our normal jellies that we have in the market here to just ensure that it goes through smoothly. Then some people might look at this speculum and think it is the whole of it that is going to get in. No, it is just a few inches. I am disconnecting so that I can be able to show. At the rectum, it's almost just like my pinky, this size. This is the only part that goes through the rectum. This is the only part that we insert through the rectum. And medically and scientifically, it has been tested to ensure that it can be able to withstand, the client can be able to be comfortable when you insert this size. I keep on laughing and joking with some of my clients. You are worried about the speculum, but I am more worried about your waist, how compacted it is. Do you know that normally when you're going for your bowel movement or your long call, and especially when you're constipated, you open up more than this. If you come from Western, where I come from, and you have eaten guavas, then you know what we are talking about. You will have to open. This rectum has the muscles that can be able to stretch and open up comfortably when you're going for your bowel movement. So this is something very small. In fact, I worry of how big is your waist when it's compacted. Will it be able to go through here softly, smoothly? So that is why we are massaging gently, and we are making sure that it breaks loose very well as we infuse water, so that it can be able to be flushed out comfortably.
Thank you, Beryl, and that was really quite a good explanation. As she said, if you are really worried about, if you really know what's the benefit of colon hydrotherapy, and you have an issue, you don't worry about this factor. There's people who go surgery and maybe cut it off, their skin going deep down in their body. Because they are benefit. This doesn't have a benefit, doesn't need any medication. It's something you are comfortable. So I'm sure if people do their own research and know the benefit of this one, they won't be worried about that kind of issue. Thank you for your explanation. That was really well explained person. So right now, And to have this service, luckily we have here in our Thai alternative medicine here in Clark Street and Eastleigh, Nairobi, Kenya. And we do have many language speakers. We do have Kiswahili language speakers. You can come and you can have any question you want to speak Swahili speakers, English, Somali, and Arabic. Arabic is mainly here because mainly here is Moroccan and alternative medicine and center. We have it because this is center number 3. We have a center in Agadir, Morocco, and we have other center in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. All these are Thai. So you can have in all those languages and try to also have Russian speakers who can speak any other language. Russian, we have Turkish speakers, we have many kind of people who speak different languages. You are more welcome, and any information you need more than that, you can just drop the question under the video or contact us on Private Service Medicine Center. We open 6 days a week, 8 p.m. till 7 p.m. every day, except Friday and Saturday. Thanks for watching the video, and we will have more videos to explanation. We cannot finish one video, we have more videos and practical showing you also that one. Thanks again, and that's what.
Thank you so much for listening to us, and we look forward to serving you and keeping you in perfect health.